As I was saying, there are two things in life that make your personality. One is the practice mode, and the other is the performance mode. So, in practice, you kind of practice very regularly and you kind of keep practicing. You kind of become an exaggerated version of yourself. And in performance mode, the things that you practice for ages and ages comes up to life in your performance mode. And I got into the realization that now is the time where I can make the most amount of changes in my life. And I'm just video jogging and journaling things that I could have and should have done earlier at age 26. At 2018, I was at the height of my life. I had 4 full years till I could reach 34 full years. That's generational differences. That is enough time for me to completely change my life to the point my life becomes completely unrecognizable. So I was thinking about things that I should have done and things that I could have done and things that I ought to have done because I was not in my right mind whatsoever. So the entire year of 2018 went about just like that because I wanted to really enjoy my life and experience life, experience love, experience happiness, experience traveling around the world, because there is only a short window of opportunity before you kind of meditate to your responsibilities in life. So before that, you need to kind of exaggerate and have a nice life before you kind of become a very adult person where you yeah, we roll the R a lot, but when we're not rolling the R, you should we kind of I'm just making random mumbo jumbo noises. But to truth be honest, I should have till the end of 2018, I should have enjoyed life as much as I wanted to be, put in all the time and effort and things in getting the things that I wanted to do. But after 2018, by 2019, I should have focused on and created the best version of myself and not just simply a caricature or a zombie version of myself. I did so much hard work and so much painstaking perseverance to the point that life would have been way more different in 2023. Right now I could have been and completely six pack abs, muscular dude, with my wife and kids, floors, children, and lived the life that I wanted to live, and lived the best life of my life, and create the best articulate version of myself. But I let it play out and I created a shitty, shabby version or a former shell of myself, just like the Telugu director Ram Gopal Verma. He is not actually making the movies that he used to make. He is now just a version of himself where he is a laughable parodied version of himself. So right now I feel like I am more of a parodied version of Naveen than the actual Naveen. So I believe, talk, move, and act like a parodied version. And that's basically it. And 3 to 4 years ago, I lived life by certain life principles of you being the better version of yourself, or you being the ultimate deal that people need to possess, so that if life is not about how much people enjoy you the moment. It's more if you walk out of someone's life right now, right this instant, how much exactly would they miss you, how much exactly would they miss you. And if they would miss you a really lot, a really really terribly much, it means you lived a life worth living. And that is one of the most important things in life, where it is not simply then I'm changing back to my voice, but life is about how much impact that you make to the other person, to the point that they regret not spending more time with you. And you have to be a battery recharger. You need to be the light of your own life and also the light of other people's life, to the point that like other people's lives become nourished because of you, and they feel fulfilled because of you, and they feel tampered because of you, and they feel like they're better versions of themselves simply because of you, and they feel like they can reach much better or greater heights because of you. And I notice right now, so I'm not rolling the r's, my voice is actually like a much more pleasant and much more easy to hear than what it was. And I believe like that is something that I can keep on emulating for the rest of my natural life if I wanted to, and that would make people much more calmer and listenable, and in a much more way, a much more pleasant listening experience than the default voice that I developed, mostly because I wanted to I was in a bad situation where I wanted to like throw off other people, where like I wanted to tell people to fuck off, where like I wanted people to not be in my life. And as a result, I kind of like developed this instant of like a fuck off, or like a repulsive attitude. And the thing is, right now it is simply like habits are not about practicality, they're about how much you identify with yourself. So meaning, if you find this accent or this type of way of speaking to be in a line with your identity, you will kind of like keep on doing that. But if you are doing it just for the sake of it, impressing other people, you will stop doing it once it has no effect, or it once it's have negative effect. uh, um, a habit is an identity. A habit is an identity is how you feel about yourself, so it has nothing to do with practicality. If you see yourself as having this voice, you will keep on doing this voice. And if you do not see yourself as the person who is legitimately having this voice, you will kind of like revert back to your normal self. But the thing is, like, you can create a new normal. That's the thing. Like, a new normal is when you are currently normal, but you changed your normal self to a different self in order to accommodate your characteristics, your habits, and these things are an extension of your belief systems, your personality, and certain personalities that changed your life. Like, certain books have changed my life, such as the 51 scientifically proven ways to be persuasive, and also you can negotiate anything. Those things have drastically altered and improved my life in ways that I could not even have dreamt about. So the thing is, like, got into the point of like achieving stuff, or achieving or doing things just for the sake of impressing other people. But if I solely in wholeheartedly, like fully like ignored other people and simply lived my life based on the books that I have read, my life would have been way more like greater than like it ever was. So the thing is, like, I did some really stupid shit by changing the way I was in order to accommodate myself to the world, and in doing so kind of like ruin my mental health, and ruin the way I perceive myself, and ruin my benefit towards other people. But if I was the light of my own life, rather than change myself to the circumstances of like other people, my life would have been way more better and also much more fulfilling. So at the end of the day, you should live your life based on your principles. So if I decided to live my life based on the books that I've read and not with my interactions with other people, my life would have been so spectacularly great, to the point like I cannot even recognize myself. So a lot of the things that I've achieved in my life, that I have actually done so far, I have done purely because of the certain books that I've read, and those books are, like it or not, my identity. So if people are pissed about it, it's then now it's still my identity. If people are not pissed about it, it's my identity. But like Stephen Covey in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People talked about principles that changed your life. So I was a man of principle rather than a man of circumstances, and that people changed because of my circumstance. I shouldn't have done that. So when circumstances tried to punch me in the face, I should have just simply been a man of my principle. And I'm slowly regretting that, and I'm like truly now re-emerging as the person that I used to be, or the person that I should be.